Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I am kind of terrified for this, but we're going to see what happens. I have Brandon on deck off camera, ready to assist, and you are so creepy, ready to assist as needed for this video. As you can see from the title, I'm going to be doing a random brush challenge, and what that means is I have laid out 16 of my favorite brushes that I use pretty much every single day, and they are all numbered 1 through 16. Brandon has a random number generator on his phone ready to go, and Brandon will be helping me pick what brush I'm using for what step. Now, the way this is going to work is I have to use whatever I get. So the first step is going to be liquid foundation. I'm going to roll for a brush. I get 2 re-rolls. So what that means is if I roll and I get this for foundation, I can re-roll and get a different brush. However, whatever I get, I am stuck with, and I only get 2 of those all day. So if that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching, and please don't forget to subscribe because I do upload 3 times a week, and that is the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if you want to see Brandon help to drive me nuts, as always, make sure to keep on watching. Alright, so the one thing I am going to do, I did prime my face already just because I always use my fingers for that, and I'm not going to waste a brush on primer, and Brandon's going to pick the brush. So for liquid foundation, are you going to do this on camera? Are they going to see you hit the button? Number 4. At least I got a big brush. So number 4 is the Morphe E2. So I'm going to take my foundation on the skin. My poor brushes. Good. With the exception of like getting my actual foundation brush, this is probably
the best brush you could have.
The best alternative it could have been. We are blended out, and that's actually, I mean, it's a little cakey, but it's not horrible. Like, I could live with this. So this brush is going back into the pile because there is the chance that it could come up again. So the only thing worse than getting a bad brush is then having to use a brush on powder that you've already used on liquid. So apparently next up, what?
Apparently that's a rule.
You don't want to do that.
Apparently you're not supposed to do that.
So I have my concealer ready to go, and I am ready for my brush. You have to do it on camera. What's the number 8?
8 is the 213.
No fucking way. So I'm going to re-roll this one. I got the Morphe M213, which is the brush I use for my inner corner, and I am going to not use this for concealer.
You're going to do a re-roll?
I am going to use my first re-roll.
One re-roll down.
What the fuck? Just kidding, I'm using this brush.
There was a re-roll. That re-roll life, oh. I love this game.
This is seriously not okay. I might have found a sabotage that I don't think I can come back from.
We're gonna be here a while.
So I can honestly say that this is the best that this is gonna be with this brush. So I just have to hope to God that I get a really good brush for my setting powder and that I can really like fix this up, because this is not okay.
Thanks, man.
So next up for setting powder, on screen, the number 6
is Morphe 536.
This actually works because this is a concealer brush. So I'm going to take some setting powder and buff that into the skin. That actually fixed it quite nicely. Alright, setting powder is done. I'm going to quickly throw on my brows just because I don't actually use a brush for that, and I'll be right back for the next step. Okay, so for contour, I got the M506, which is an eyeshadow brush, and I have already learned my lesson with re-rolling. So I am going to contour with this today. So the upside is that this is actually not a bad brush to contour my nose with. See, the nose looks great. And where things get interesting, actually that's working out. I kind of like that. Like, I'll definitely have to blend it out with a bunch. Hopefully my bronzer brush is a little bit bigger, because that'll help me blend that out. Now, we are ready for brightening the under eyes. And what is next?
Ooh.
My wet powder brush from foundation.
Dude, that was gonna happen.
You know what? I didn't, but I should have. So I'm going to take my Brighten Up powder.
I have a feeling that that brush is going to get real use today.
All right. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. For bronzer. Yeah, JH38. Oh, shit. I'm going to re-roll. Because that's the bronzer brush. So I'm going to re-roll for this one. I'm re-rolling. Give me a reroll. Bring it in.
You don't get another reroll.
I know. I'm using it. I cannot not bronze. It's slightly bigger.
Well, you're screwed on eyes, so...
No, because I could get this back. Smaller brush just means more detail, right? Yeah, that does not look good. Okay, so hopefully my blush brush can bring this back. So what are we using for blush, Brandon?
8. M213.
Again?
Yep.
I used it for concealer. How is it I'm getting the smallest friggin' brushes for face stuff? And my eyes, watch, I'm gonna get my foundation brush. So I'm gonna... I guess we're going light on the blush today. Ugh, it's already wet from concealer and it's making the blush, like, grab. Why the hell did I re-roll?
I told you not to.
And there's our blush.
Actually doesn't look hard.
So here's the one place that could bring this back. So when I finish blush, I like to take a finishing powder over the whole face. Hopefully we get a brush that makes that worthwhile.
9. JH06.
Yes! JH06! Alright, at least it's a powder brush.
Fix that face.
Fix everything.
Thank you, Charlotte Tilbury.
Oh my god. Literally my new best friend, blending everything out and making everything look beautiful again. All it takes is one good brush and you could fix anything. That doesn't look half bad anymore. This contour I'm actually really liking on that side. This side looks like crap. This is the ugly stepsister side. And now on to eyeshadow. No, that works. That works. Okay.
This 213 is going to get all the
It
love
is,
today.
but I get 4 brushes for eyeshadow. I'm going to use the Sultry palette, and I'm going to start by highlighting my inner corner.
With concealer and blush.
Mixed together. Alright, inner corner is done. Next eyeshadow brush.
16.
God damn it.
Enjoy.
Foundation. Alright, so I'm going to dip into Birch, the shade up here, and I'm going to take that on my foundation brush, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade and give a nice wash of that all over the lid. All right, we've got some definition to the eyelids. Like, that doesn't look absolutely horrible. Lie to me and tell me it looks good.
I'll never lie to you.
Next brush.
15.
I can make this work. So every time my brother has been on my channel, he tries to use this as an eyeshadow brush, even though it is clearly a highlighting brush. So I'm going to use
Morphe R36, by the way.
Yep, R36. I'm going to use this for my lid shade today. Okay, so this doesn't look great, but maybe the last brush will bring it all together.
Sonia Kashuk, #1. Good luck.
My powder brush.
Excuse me, there's no product in that brush?
It's okay, we're buffing with it. This is our clean blending brush to blend everything together, I guess. Doesn't look horrible on camera. In person, I'm not really feeling it. I'm going to bring you guys in a little closer so you can see.
It doesn't look horrible, you are right. But it is not an eye look.
I'm going to throw on some liner on the lower lash line, and then we will figure out what I'm smoking out my lower lash line with. And what are we using?
#10.
What'd I get? What'd I get?
GH01. You're welcome. It's bougie, alright.
It's definitely bougie.
Love to see how you're about to make this work.
Got some eyeshadow on there. And that literally just...
That is amazing.
There is salvation. I have something for salvation. What do I do as my next step where I am now? At this point, I would go into my brightening powder one more time to clean up any fallout. What am I getting to clean up my fallout with? M536?
Yeah.
Okay, we can make that work. Alright, that actually redeemed it a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. I'm going to go throw on some mascara off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so we are back. I threw on some mascara and I took a good look at the skin and it's not great. I know that. I feel like I've done better in every challenge we've done, and this is the first one where he's really getting to me.
I'm winning.
But maybe we can come back from that. It is time for the glow. Let's highlight.
7.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't already on 7?
No, it was on 6.
Oh, okay. So what's number 7?
GH38. Pencil brush.
This would have been real good right here.
Right there, right there.
Real good right there.
Luckily, you get multiple highlighters.
I do. I get 2. So I'm going to use this as my like pinpoint spotlight highlighter. So I'm going to use that just to hit up the very high point of the cheekbone. And now we're going to pray for a larger brush for the second highlighter.
5.
I'm pretty sure that's an eyeshadow brush.
That's the Sephora 38.
I mean, I can make that work for highlighter.
That is completely acceptable.
Definitely a brush for eyeshadow, but we're going to make it work. I'm going to go in with my Diamond Luxe Luminizer and... Okay, so I was going to throw on a very light gloss, but I decided a more significant lip might detract from everything else on the face. Brandon, you ready to come on in and share your thoughts? So this is the finished look, and I've definitely looked worse. When I look like this, you don't really see much of a difference, but
You look like this.
that side, like, do you see these stripes of bronze?
What happened there?
What do you think?
I think I won, and I'm very happy about it.
So what is that? So these are the 4 brushes I did not use today, just so you know. If you want to slide those over, we'll go through really quickly what the brushes were. The brushes that I did not use were my normal contour brush, the JH05, the brush I used to pack on color, my JH41, my M504, which is the one I like to blend out my eyeshadow with, and my Y11, which is my under eye brush. The brushes we did go through were my Sonia Kashuk #1, my powder brush, my Morphe E2, the brush I normally powder my face with, which today was my foundation brush, the Sephora 38, which I do like to use as like my dry crease blending brush, my eyeshadow primer and concealer brush, the M536. This brush, I hate.
You used this brush 3 times. 3.
That brush is canceled. My normal blush brush, my big powder brush, which is not my under eye brush.
It's the perfect brush for that.
My crease brush. This I actually like to use to just add a little extra definition to the outer corner of the eye. My pencil brush, my highlighting brush, and finally a foundation brush. So again, these are the brushes that you could use to create a whole face, and I did today. Kind of.
All of them except 4.
Anyway.
But I would like to point out that you, of 16 brushes, not using 4, 16 brushes is way too many goddamn brushes.
Let's also keep in mind that neither of my re-rolls worked out in my favor.
Nope.
I mean,
they wouldn't, and I'm happy.
One of them was an improvement. The other one was literally the same brush. Like, I expected, like, if I got this and I re-rolled and I got something like this, similar. But I literally went from a pencil brush to a fluffy brush. Whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And leave me ideas down below on ways we can bring Brandon on and put him to the test. Because he keeps testing me. And this is the first time that I would say, like, he won.
I win.
But I won every other time, so give me your ideas down below on how we can totally screw with him, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.